Hi, this is Chatterboxing. I'm Sean, and it's going to be like a final prediction for the Andre Ward Sergey Kovalev rematch. I've got my man Jeff from Dream Chasing Boxing with me here today. How's it going, Jeff?
What's going on, y'all? What's going on, everybody?
Put the chat on because I didn't do that last time. Yeah, okay. A pretty difficult one to predict again for most people.
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. This right here, this fight, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm nervous. I said it on my last video that I'm nervous about this fight, man. This is a hard fight to call. I mean, there's so much danger in it, more so for Andre Ward. But despite that, I'm still going Andre Ward by stoppage. It's more so of an emotional pick. I'm not gonna lie to people, but something just telling me, man. I just gotta feel it. Conventional wisdom tells me Andre Ward is gonna pull it off, unanimous decision. But my heart tells me something about this fight is gonna bring out the best we've ever seen in Andre Ward, and I truly believe that.
Yeah, to be honest, I can see that. I can see him performing out of his skin for the simple fact that I think he's really got his back to the wall here. Because as you know, I think he lost the first one, and I think Sergey Kovalev, basically, he was a bit outmatched by Sergey Kovalev. So I think in this fight, he's going into it really knowing that he's fighting against the best opponent he's fought, who's a very big puncher and who's really coming in there to take his head off. So mentally, I think he's going to be like he's been for, well, as long as we can remember. And I think he's really going to be, well, he's going to feel that threat, which I believe will definitely bring out the best in him as well. Knocking out Sergey Kovalev, though, it's a big ask. You know what I mean? I mean, he hasn't knocked anyone out. What's in it?
Yeah, I mean he stopped Paul Smith, I believe. He dropped Sullivan Barrera, and yeah, like he hasn't really like stopped anyone since. But I believe Kovalev is mentally weak. I think he's a guy that things just have to be going his way, and because of his power, it typically goes his way. Whenever he gets resistance, he doesn't react well. When he faces adversity, he doesn't react well. He just kind of keeps doing what he's been doing, and he doesn't really adjust or adapt the moment he starts facing the adversity. Seen in the Chilemba fight, seen it even in a Hopkins fight, even Hopkins just found a way to survive. There's no extra gears to Kovalev. What you get is what you get. From round one, what you get from Kovalev is what you're going to get. There's no gears to him. Andre Ward, there are gears to him. There's levels to what he can do. And although Kovalev's gear is a very high gear, don't get me wrong, it's at a very high level. Again, I'm scared for Andre in this fight. I'm nervous. You know what I mean? But
yeah, well,
I believe that he can take it to a level. And in this fight, I think Kovalev is going to try to take it there as well. And I think it's going to be one of those fatigue and just outwill type of stoppage. I think Andre Ward is going to outwill him, and he's going to force Kovalev to fight way more than anyone has ever forced him to fight before. He's going to get him out of there.
Yeah, well, I think that's how he managed to like make the other one competitive. The fact that I think that obviously for the first half of it, he was getting like outboxed. He couldn't really win from range, so he just got in close, and like he's been able to do quite a few times, just basically like rough his opponent up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that he's not going to be able to outbox Kovalev from the outside. I think if he does win, he's going to have to wear him down, like as you say, like a war of attrition. The thing is, though, I think Kovalev in the last fight, he didn't fight as well as I think he can. Whereas Andre Ward, not that he fought as well as I thought he can, but I thought he performed very well. And I don't see him having as many, like you say, going through gears. I see Kovalev having more levels that he can go up to in this fighting Ward. To be honest, looking from the first one.
Well, no, Kovalev fought the same way he always did. Kovalev followed the same pattern that he fought every fight. There was no better Kovalev can do because Kovalev started off at the best start imaginable. The fight could not have went any better for him. The first jab he landed, stun Ward. The first right hand he landed, drop Ward. There couldn't have been a better case scenario, and he still faded. He still started.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Drawn into Andre Ward's fight, didn't he? Andre Ward was able to basically close the distance better, and like that kind of wrestling that they were doing on the inside, and obviously like some of the body shots as well, and basically chasing Ward around, I think kind of tired him out a little bit, and just I don't know if it was just like he was physically like tired out by it, but he just kind of run out of ideas a little bit. towards the end.
Ward again, because Kovalev doesn't make adjustments, not high level adjustments. When things Kovalev fight, even in the Chilemba fight, if we want to get away from Andre Ward fight a bit, even in the Bernard Hopkins fight, Bernard Hopkins was able to adjust and find a way to survive. You know, he wasn't trying to fight Kovalev. Let's not get wrong. Kovalev dominated, but he was able to adjust. And again, Kovalev couldn't make another adjustment to Bernard Hopkins in a Chilemba fight. Chilemba was able to find a way to be effective in spots, use his range, and Kovalev was never really able to adjust. Kovalev doesn't have gears to him. I don't see that. Could he have done certain things better? Sure, but for more or less, that's how you always fight. Andre Ward is the one who literally got off to, while Kovalev got off to the best start imaginable, Andre Ward got off to the worst. Like, that was the worst case scenario for Andre Ward. I couldn't picture a worse start unless he actually got stopped. He's the one who literally started off from the worst case scenario and found a way, whether he thinks he won or not, to get back in the fight and be effective. Because at times, like you said, he had Kovalev take him around, and at times he had Kovalev hanging on for dear life with those all he's trying to do. So Andre Ward has gears to him to where, even though he started off so bad and has such a terrible start, he was able to find a way to be aggressive. He was able to find a way to get himself to work himself into whether he thought he won or lost. And Kovalev never made any adjustments past that. Andre Ward was able to find his range. Kovalev lost his. You know, Andre Ward was able to find things that worked. Kovalev never was able to get back to the right hand. So I look at the fight. Mind you, I'm that Kovalev is a joke. I still think he's dangerous and decent. But this man right here, I'm saying, if he's able to put maybe the right count, who knows what could happen. But to me, if you start going wrong with the first, I think he's showing in enough fights. He's not going to adjust. He's not going to do anything differently. He's just going to get more and more fights. What we've seen of him in recent memory.
Yeah, but for me, like the adjustments that Andre Ward did were basically to, like you say, stay away from the right hand and basically make the fight a lot more competitive. I don't see him being able to make adjustments to the point where he can convincingly win. Being a lot sharper mentally, and I see him having a better understanding of where Kovalev's going to be, where he's going to be attacking him from. But I still don't see him being able to really make adjustments to the point where he's going to really be able to convincingly win the fight. So if Kovalev can step up his work rate.
Kovalev has to convincingly win too, because a lot of the rounds are close. So Kovalev has to kind of.
Yeah, he does.
He can't just give like Kovalev rounds because they're close. The same way we can't give Ward rounds because they're close. We gotta give them to the person that if Andre Ward wins 10 close rounds, they still count. You know what I mean? So I hear what you're saying. I like to me, Kovalev relies on the first half, convincingly winning rounds. Aside from the first, really, 3 rounds. I'm trying to remember. Right. Aside from a couple rounds in the first half, he didn't really win too many rounds convincingly himself. He just slightly edged and outboxed Andre Ward in those rounds. So aside from the knockdown, even it's not as if Kovalev was just having a day. He was just outboxing Ward. It wasn't like he was like leaps and bounds outboxing him. He was edging him. Cause he was.
No, but I look at it. I look at it from the a lot of these rounds that were like, you could say they were close in terms of like punches landed, but generally speaking, the punches that Kovalev were landing, they're more visibly effective. Do you know what I mean? So I think that if you've got like someone.
Were they already just saying that? Because again, if he's landing those same type of punches on Andre Ward, he was landing those effective punches too. So unless Andre Ward still got better shots, maybe he wasn't landing those shots. A lot of those punches to me, as Jim Lampard was.
Hello, you still there, mate?
Yeah, I'm right here, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, you cut out a bit there.
Oh, my bad, bro. Heading over to the next job right now. No, I'm saying though, we're saying to get back to Kovalev landing these clean punches. Me, I don't buy that. A lot of them were blocked, a lot of them were rolling because again, the first jab he landed, he wobbled Ward. The first right he landed, he dropped Ward. We see him said he did not even land. I don't understand how he's laying these punches throughout the fight, but doesn't hurt again. I think it's more likely that Andre Ward's defense got way better than people gave him credit for. And a lot of the punches that HBO was shot when I was screaming that Kovalev was landed, literally him and back and taking those away. Oh man, punch didn't land. I'm just kind of an asshole. So when I look at the fight and when I saw it again, a lot of the things that we're saying were landing weren't really landing. Andre Ward's defense was tight because it's not like if Kovalev in the 4th or 5th round lost power. Yeah. We know that didn't happen.
I'd agree with that. But what I would say, the reason why I gave the first fight to Kovalev is because there wasn't that much action throughout the fight. Yeah. But Ward, he's very clever, and he's obviously, he knows how to survive. He got hurt pretty bad in the 2nd round, but he's able to fight on his own terms. Do you know what I mean? And move away, and he can stay out of range, and then he can come in and score a few points when he wants to, and then get out of there. And then he can come in on the inside and he can kind of smother you as well. So he did some good stuff, but he didn't do enough, in my opinion, to win the fight. And I don't really see how he's going to be able to do enough this time. Not unless Kovalev, basically, if Kovalev's at his best and Ward's at his best, I don't really see how Ward can do much more than he did in that. Because I haven't really seen him do that much more than that generally. I mean, normally he can kind of come in with like lead hooks. He can come in with like sort of power jabs from distance. He wasn't able to do that as much. But all the rest of the good work that he did, we've seen him do that before. So I don't think that there's that much else personally that he's going to show us in this fight, unless he just really, if he really gets very, very physical with Kovalev, like they're talking about, and really puts it on him and like wears him out, I think, yeah, he could do that. That's one way I say that he could improve. But you've got to expect Kovalev to at least, whether he's able to stop him from doing that, we'll see. But I think he's at least going to be expecting that.
I mean, I hear you saying that, but you talk as if like Kovalev was dominating rounds. Aside from the 2nd round, I believe
dominating, but like there wasn't that much action, and the reason why there wasn't that much action was because Kovalev was pressing the action for the most part, and Andre Ward was basically staying out of range, or he was like on the inside, and it was like a bit scrappy. So it's not the fact that it was like there was loads of that he was dominated, but he was doing more than Andre Ward. Neither of them were doing that much, in my opinion.
Here's the thing, though, like which goes back. What type of ref are we gonna have? Is Kovalev gonna hold his position? To me, in a lot of rounds, whatever Ward is trying to do, Kovalev was holding. And of course, when be at the edge of he's gonna try to be out of combat. Then Andre Ward got in, put him in a headlock. When I see that, that's the guy to me that he's not trying to engage either. A lot of these rounds are close, so then it goes to glad and more effective. To me, if you look at this fight, let's say Andre Ward has a higher ability to work out of what Kovalev was trying to do. He's more effective inside the clinch. Kovalev's not getting better inside the clinch. Inside the clinch, Kovalev holds on for dear life. It's that simple. So to me, in the inside, Ward should be done. On the outside, in terms of not getting down, which is one reason, the main reason people get fight, is to, again, have a tighter defense. Don't make the same mistake that he did. Don't try to exchange with Kovalev on the outside. Then that's one way he can severely improve as well. Then right then and there, we on that alone.
Well, I'd give the edge definitely to Ward, like in the clinches. But he's definitely gonna try to, because he got a bit not careless, but I think he started like kind of plodding forward a little bit too much in the second half of that fight. You think that he's gonna need to control the distance a little bit better and just be slightly a bit more efficient with his footwork. Do you know what I mean? And just take little subtle side steps that he can do.
Kovalev has most amount of room for errors because of his power. And Andre Ward has a very similar amount of room for errors because of his. Despite that, Kovalev can really do more of what he.
Hello? You there, mate? Hello? Oh, yeah, there's a bit of a problem with the reception. So I'll give you basically my prediction, what I think is going to happen. It's a difficult one to call because obviously both of them are very clever. They've gone 12 rounds with each other. So that in itself leads me to believe that it's going to be quite difficult for either of them to implement the game plan to what they want to do. But I do think that Sergey Kovalev has the physical advantages. He's obviously a harder puncher. He's like boxing from range is going to be the key. I think he's going to be more successful from there than Ward is on the inside. I see it kind of going the same way as the first one, but I think it'll be a bit more. Sergey Kovalev will be a bit more. Will have a higher work rate, and I think he'll most probably win on points. I think Ward might get knocked down again, but I think between Ward's elusiveness, his toughness, and his experience of being in there with Kovalev, I think you're back, mate.
My bad, man. I had dropped what you said.
Yeah, I was just kind of giving my like, because you like the reception was off. I was just kind of saying my prediction.
Oh yeah, man.
What I think's most.
Go ahead.
Hello. Yeah, I was saying what I think is most. I've got a feeling it's going to be quite similar to the first one. Kovalev's going to win on points. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a knockout. I would be surprised if Ward won by knockout. But I can see the situation possibly that you say, where he literally just gets kind of exhausted. Because if he is really throwing too many power punches, and we know that Ward's obviously a very good defensive fighter, and him swinging and missing quite a few with a lot of like Ward sort of inside roughing him up, then you know what I mean? It could happen. I could see that happening. I could see him basically just getting exhausted and then getting taken out, stopped on his feet. But I don't think it's the most likely outcome. I think it's more likely that he'll win on points. I don't think Ward will get stopped because I just think the combination of his basically defensive skill.
Yeah, you're breaking up on my end.
Yeah, sorry. I don't think that Ward will get stopped either. I think the combination of his skill, his toughness, and basically his experience of being in there with Kovalev, I just think he'll be able to, and his movement as well, I think he'll be able to survive if the going gets really tough. It could happen, but I think the most likely outcome, in my opinion, is Kovalev knows what he needs to do to win. They both do to a certain extent, but I think Kovalev, what he can do is more likely to win the fight, whereas I think what Ward can do is more likely to make it competitive. But you know, it is tough. It is a difficult one to pick. So it's not a particularly confident prediction. Hello? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it.
In this one, I think I believe that Andre Ward, something about him in fights where he's counted out, no one's really picking him to win and lose. He just has shown the ability to wait and win impressively. This is gonna be one of the other ones. I think when I hear them, it seems that Andre Ward is the one who technically we have to do. Kovalev, I don't know. I see it's very unrealistic. Kind of talking as if the first fight was that I don't know, man. The way Kovalev, I don't see him really making justice. Andre Ward is gonna go off. That's really the only justice to be more aggressive. Andre Ward, that's my thoughts on the fight.
Yeah, I didn't really hear that too well, to be honest with you, mate. It kept breaking up.
Oh goddamn, man. Yeah, we gotta do this again, man. We gotta try to come back after discuss it. Then hope it wins it. Hope that wins it. You know, fuck him all day.
thing. I hope it's not. If it's a close fight, I would like to see them fight again, but I don't want to see that immediately. Do you know what I mean? I want to see them fight some other people. Quite a few people in there. I was talking about this in NBT boxing. There's quite a few other fights that I want to see. I hope this doesn't just sort of drag out for too long, this saga.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to get too into it, but it's got quite an unpleasant vibe to it as well, the fight. Do you know what I mean? So,
oh, yeah.
Hopefully we have like quite a decisive win here for whoever, and then we can all move on. But we can have another fight a bit further on.
Yeah, that's the best case scenario. And in all honesty, that's really the best case scenario. I mean, really the best case scenario is either Kovalev, that either he dominates, like I get the knockout or wins convincingly where there's no dispute, Andre Ward, whoever wins convincing, you just want a convincing winner.
Yeah.
About that, whoever wins convincing.
Yeah, I've got a feeling there won't be though. I think both of these. I don't know, maybe, but they've just kind of they've got the styles that go together. I just think it's going to be difficult to beat either of them convincingly unless you knock them out.
Man, I think this is going to be an all-time great fight. I think this is going to be the best fight of the year. This is going to be something that makes both legends. I think it's going to be a real special fight, and because Kovalev to me is the type of guy who would quit. Andre Ward to me is the type of guy, but Kovalev is the one with all the power. Andre Ward is the one without it. So it's just going to be, to me, man, it just has a making for just one hell of a fight. I can see Andre Ward and I can see this being a. Point is, man, this could be. I think it's gonna be a classic. Put it like this, man. I'll leave it at that. I think this fight's gonna be a classic, and I just think that Ward is gonna be the one that comes out on top at the end of it because he wants it more.
Okay. Well, we'll see. Yeah, I'll go for Kovalev, UD, or maybe a split decision. And you go for Ward stoppage. Early, late rounds, presumably.
What happened?
I assume you mean in the late rounds.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I got like 11th round. If Ward stops Kovalev, it's definitely gonna be late. Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. All right then, mate. Yeah, next time hopefully the reception will be a little bit better. I heard like most of the time it's okay, but there were times it cut out a bit.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I know what's going on, man. I'm in this like giant truck. I don't know, man. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, we'll try to do another one in the week anyway. Maybe do like a post-fight one.
Yeah, definitely. I work every day. About an hour from now, maybe a week, should be able to catch me.
Okay. Yeah, it was like 11 o'clock at night over it.
Yeah, I guess.
It'd be good if we could do.
Are you gonna do a post fight?
It'd be good if we could get one. Yeah, well, I think it'd be quite good because if we could get like me, you, and NBT boxing as well. Obviously, like he's got a different time zone as well, so it could be quite complicated.
Oh yeah, but I think everyone's gonna be up after the fight. I think that's guaranteed. I think after the fight would be the best time to just kind of catch everyone actually. After everyone kind of makes their videos. That's the one time we know everyone's tuned in.
Yeah, I'll try. I might be about sort of 7 in the morning here.
Oh God, damn, that's funny.
Yeah, to be honest, I prefer the New York fights. The New York fights are right because that's a bit like 4, 7. It's terrible.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, if I'm up, then well, I'll send you a message.
Yeah, man.
And we'll try and sort something out. But if not, we'll do one in the week.
Yeah, definitely. That makes sense, bro. But all right, man, I'm on to the next one. I gotta head out to these jobs, man.
Cool, mate. Enjoy the fight.
All right, yo, you too, bro.
Speak to you later, bro. Right.